He's still over there. Even though I opened the trap, he don't know. He don't know.
You read that whole story about how Peanut, why he got euthanized.
No, I just saw a video where TMZ picked it up. Why were they out there in the first place? Was are they a licensed wildlife place? Well, they get what they get. I mean, it's sad and it's stupid, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know, the whole thing is stupid. Shame on that humane officer, though. Ignorant moron. Absolutely. Yeah. They're idiots. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. You're going to be doing some boring homework. That sucks. Good night. I don't remember the last time I had to do homework. I mean, you got to do homework all the time as an adult. It's just not called homework. It's called research. I think homework is BS anyway. They eat up your whole day in school and then send you home with work. You need to show up to school with some of your homework that you do at home and say, sorry, I got to do this today at school. I took up so much of my time on schoolwork at home. Now I got to do my homework at school. I was actually, I was homeschooled most of my education. I was in public school until the 3rd grade. I had a lot of medical issues when I was younger, so I got pulled out and homeschooled. I'm grateful for that, though. And this was 30 years ago. I couldn't imagine having to spend my days in a public school now. Good Lord. Couldn't imagine. I don't think I would last. Turn that down. I'll probably turn that up just a little bit. Okay, that's everybody. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome to the live. Good to see you. Trying to decipher your notes or whatever. I've been there. You can barely understand your own handwriting. Well, that's the problem. Like when you're trying to take notes, you're working so fast that even if you have normally bad handwriting, it's just that much worse. Yeah, I do not miss school or like I went to, oh, look. Come on, catch this real quick. Hold on. Look, you see him running? See him running off there? I don't know if y'all saw that. He's right. I don't know. He's gone. Is he gone? He's gone. I caught a possum in my trap last night. He was not what I was going after. So I just cut him loose. He was a little cutie. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in any kind of formal schooling in 20 years. It was a different world back then for sure. Look at Holiday. Ain't he looking good? Look at you, Holiday. Still missing that tail feather or two in the middle. I don't know what happened. I'm wondering if a goose pulled it out or something. So he's got if you look closely, you can see he's got a couple coming in there though. So like, I think they got yanked out and his body's replacing them or something. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's feed him. What is a possum? A possum is the only marsupial, I believe, in North America. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the only marsupial, or at least the only one around here. So they're generally beneficial animals. They will eat a chicken, but it's like a last resort for them. They're more like scavengers, and they eat like ticks, other types of insects, but they eat a lot of ticks, which is really important. Small lizards, stuff like that. They have to be pretty desperate to try to take on something big as a chicken. Look at these chickens over here stealing a goose food. And they're pretty cool little critters. A lot of people don't like them because they think they have diseases and stuff, because they're not conventionally beautiful, I guess I would say. But actually, the neat thing about an opossum is because their body temperature is normally so low, it's very rare for them to carry any communicable diseases to people. So they're actually a pretty good bit of wildlife to have around. I actually posted a video of one over on the Patreon last week or this week, I don't know, a few days ago. What, you want to fight my bucket? Don't fight the bucket. Don't fight the bucket. He's like, rage against the bucket. Rage against the bucket. Holiday, stay back. Stay back. Keep back. I will defend the bucket. Stay back. Crazy turkey. He's a crazy turkey. But I always liked opossums. We can call it possum. They have some that are a little bit different in like Australia and stuff, I think. In North America, possum looks a lot different. I used to work with them a lot when I worked at a wildlife rehabilitation center. They have the cutest little babies, especially once the babies get some fur on them. When they're first born, they're like these little bald pinkies. Oh my goodness, here comes a mob. A whole mob. Hi, Flip Flop. Hi, Flip Flop. Hello, Flip Flop. Feather in there. So much noise. You guys are so noisy. Oh, come on. Looking good. So handsome. Come on. Are you coming? Such a handsome goober. All right. Whew, they are noisy. A little bit chilly today. We were so lucky last couple of days. It was like 75, 80 degrees, but we back down in the 50s today. Yeah, we had a possum in the trap. Yeah, schools are super big, Grace. Plus, like, I don't really want to get into it, but I'm a big proponent of like, I think it's important, like homeschooling is really important. I know it's difficult in today's society. My sister actually homeschools her 8 children. But I'm grateful that I was homeschooled. And, I don't have any kids, but I can tell you, I don't think I would want my kids to spend 8 or 10 hours a day or whatever around other people's kids. I want them to be around me and learning from me, not from other kids. But I know that it's not feasible for the vast majority of folks. Hey, Liddy, welcome to the live. Good to have you here. Look at these goobers. Look, there's Elizabeth right there, man. She's just chowing down. Ryan's got some of his notes figured out. Have I seen a fox trying to eat my chickens? I have. I have actually had a fox come take one of my chickens right in front of me, basically. And I chased that SOB down, got my chicken back, and tried to grab the fox, but he got away. I had to scale like one of these 4-foot fences. I just hopped right over it. All the adrenaline kicked in, and I went chasing him all the way down in the woods and caught him. Well, I didn't catch him. He dropped the chicken and ran when I started gaining on him. But the fox population around here has really dwindled. I haven't seen a fox in like a year, and I think that's because we're starting to get coyotes moving in, which I'm not really certain whether that's okay or not yet. Obviously, coyotes would be a bigger threat, but they're also more weary of people. So I don't know. I don't have much experience dealing with coyotes. But, I mean, I used to see a fox every week or two. I would see a fox on the property. I haven't seen one in like a year. Am I sure Holiday doesn't have some sort of unseen childhood trauma with the bucket? No, he's just a crazy person. Holiday was raised here on the sanctuary. And so he has a few weird things going on. His nemesis are buckets and feed bags. For whatever reason, if it's a bucket or a feed bag, it must be fought, it must be dealt with, it must be shown who's boss. And he's got a thing for shoes and hats. He wants to make turkey baby hybrids with shoes and hats. I don't know what's up with that either. It's very weird. I have to warn anyone that comes to visit the sanctuary. I always tell him, he might try to make sweet turkey love to your shoes. You're bad at texting. Don't feel bad. I'm bad at texting too. Yeah, I like possums. They are super cute. Super cute. You can just, here's what's crazy about a possum. Like if you don't have them in a trap, I've done it before. You can just walk right up to them, pick them up by their tail. I mean, they'll try to bite you, but they're not like, if you try to pick a cat up, right? No matter which way you pick a cat up, you're going to be bleeding by the end of it. Like if that cat doesn't want to be picked up, you're going to be bleeding. Not possum. You just walk right up, grab them by the tail. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you go do that or anything. But I've done it. Like I've caught a possum. I don't even have the cages set up. I used to have cages up closer to the house. I had kennels up there, and I found a possum in there trying to. I don't know that he was trying to get in with the birds so much as just kind of sniffing around looking for something to eat. But I caught him out there, so and I wasn't expecting. Like I didn't have gloves and I didn't have a trap or anything like that. But he had to go. So I just picked him up by the tail and relocated him further back on the property. I like keeping the possums around. They help manage the ticks, keep the ticks away. And ticks are really a bad thing to have around. So possums are pretty cool critters. I like them a lot. And like I said, it's possible, but it's very rare for them to carry any kind of diseases that can be harmful to people. So that's another nice thing about them. Where did Flip Flop buy those flip flops? He's a very good financial investor. Flip Flop, where'd you get them flip flops, man? He's like, I was born with them. I grew them myself. Look at them flops. Oh, you ready to do a cookie?
Yep,
All right, let's go grab Cookie. We got to put Cookie's nub cover on. Where are we going to put Cookie? Okay.
that way you can have it just there.
All right, Cookie Monster, you ready to come out, sir? Hey, Cookie. Come here. Buck, buck, buck. Buck, 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 buck. Put on the...
You want me to put it in there?
Yeah, you can. You got him? Oh, chill out, Cookie Monster.
You need more ER?
Oh, he is just such a handsome man.
Hey, dude. Come on. I got you.
Okay. Make sure he's got enough straw down on any wet spots, all right? Look at these chicken ladies. Girls, that's Holiday's food. I love opossums. I love possums too. Possums are cool. Happy Saturday, Tiffany. Welcome to the live. Holiday ate all the foxes. I don't think I've actually seen a fox try to take out a full-grown goose. He was going after more than he could chew though, because that goose just flew. It was Zorro actually. And I was right out here. That's why I don't like foxes. I mean, I'm not gonna like go run them over or nothing, but I just don't like them on the property because they're just brazen. Like they don't care that I'm standing out here. They just will run right up and try to take the birds right in front of my face. But Zorro, she just flapped her wings and got away from him real quick, and then I chased him off. Oh, it is easier nowadays with homeschool groups for sure. My mom homeschooled me, took me out of school in the 3rd grade. So what was I like, maybe 8, 9 years old, something like that. And, so that was over 30 years ago. And it was not easy back then. Like they literally, like the state came out and threatened her and tried to intimidate her into putting me back into school. And the crazy thing is I was falling behind in school because I was a sick child. I was heavily medicated and they were trying to hold me back. And by the time, within 6 months of being homeschooled, I was beyond grade level with like my reading and math and whatnot. And the same with my brother. My brother had dyslexia really bad and she pulled him out of school and he couldn't read a word when she pulled him out. And within 6 months, he was reading on grade level. So I'm not a fan of public schools. I call them government programming centers. That's how I feel about them. It's a place that breeds bullies and poor education, and it allows people that don't share your values to have a heavier influence. I mean, when you think about it, if your children are in public school, they spend more time with those people waking hours than they do with you, generally, if you think about it. I mean, that's no bueno in my opinion. So, I mean, I kind of have the benefit of experiencing both ends of it. I was in public school and homeschooled. I did not enjoy my public school experience for 4 years if you include kindergarten. Kindergarten was fine. I had a great kindergarten teacher. My 1st grade teacher was cool. My music teacher was evil, right to the core, as was my 3rd grade teacher. My 2nd grade teacher was pretty cool too. My art teacher was pretty laid back. But I'm really, and then guess what? When I graduated my quote unquote high school, I graduated at the age of 16. And then by the time I was 17, I went to community college. And then when I was 18 and old enough to qualify for financial aid, I moved into a culinary facility, or I moved my education to a culinary school. And I didn't have any problem integrating in college. I was fine, just went right there. Everything was fine. Oh, you guys are so noisy today. Oh, spicy. Pumpkin, I saw that, Pumpkin. I saw that. Holiday wants a hat wife. Yeah, he does. I've got video of him when he was little carrying my hat around. It was really funny. I have to find that. That was hilarious. You would just see him like down the hallway. You would just see him walk from one room to the other carrying a hat. It was just this crazy, hilarious video. Hey, Pink Tanya. Welcome to the live. Hey, F.A. Farah. I'm not even sure what language that is, but welcome to the live. I used to feed outside cats. First the cats ate, then 2 raccoons, then a possum. She was very polite. Back then, cat food was so cheap. Oh, okay, you would just leave a pile of it at night. Yeah, nothing cheap these days. Nothing's cheap these days. Yeah, Mom was smart pulling us out of school for sure, Elizabeth. Yeah, Liddy, that's so scary that fox went after Zorro, man. I am not a fan of fox at all. Not a fan. I mean, here's the reality of you have to face reality is that my home and my property is built in their home. You know, they're just doing the best they can, making the best out of a world they don't understand. Yeah, Elizabeth. Oh, so yours are homeschooled? That's cool. That's cool. Yes, there is a lot. Well, I was bullied in school. Um, and so it's just, it's not, people don't realize, especially people my age today, because they grew up in that and they don't know any different. But 100 years ago, everyone was homeschooled. But the government just wants more and more control over you and your people and your kids, and they can have influence and decide what they learn and don't learn, whether it's actually fact or true or not. And then by the time they're 20 years old and they're out in the world, they're living on a belief system that might not necessarily be true or accurate. And their brains are so full of useless information, and they don't get the practical life experience they need. I've been an employer, I've employed hundreds of people. I've been an employer, for 20 years. And, the types of businesses I had, a lot of my employees would be, people straight out of high school or even high school age kids during the summer. And I would just shake my head at the lack of basic common sense skills that these people would have that I would have to teach them, you know? And it's crazy. It's crazy. Pink Tanya, yeah, I'm 100% with you on that with the teachers. I mean, I had some good teachers. I had some really bad teachers, like really, really bad teachers, like horrible freaking people that had no business being around kids in general. But a lot of I had a few really good teachers. I remember their names. I remember their faces to this day. They were just wonderful people. And I know that the teachers really don't have much choice in the matter. My beef is not with teachers. My beef is with the entire public school system that is, dictated by the government. Um, and it is an atmosphere that is not healthy for raising any child, in my opinion. And the teachers are really just a small part of that problem. Or I don't know, problem is not the right word there, but a small part of that entire environment are the teachers, and they have very limited, if any, control. So yeah, I certainly understand that. This is my comments here today are not a dig on teachers. It's the public school system in general. You were homeschooled for quarantine. Yeah, I guess actually that's true, Ryan. I guess pretty much everybody in this day and age has spent some time homeschooled. Yeah, it's crazy, Amber. I mean, to this day, the government will still try to bully people when they try to homeschool their kids, and it varies from state to state. Some states are more supportive than others with their laws. But the nice thing is, there are far more groups, homeschool groups, support groups. There are umbrella schools that you can get in where you pay like a very minimal annual fee, and that gives you access to their legal support if there are any issues. So that's really nice. They didn't really have much of that when I was little. Yeah, Grace, a lot of kids are struggling in school. You know what's crazy? When I was growing up, I don't remember ever hearing about a school shooting, like ever, like ever, ever. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. And I know social media wasn't around back then. But the fact is that it just didn't happen. It didn't happen to the level that it does anywhere near close today. And back then, there were just as many guns. My father had more guns than I can count in our home. I don't even know. He had over a dozen guns in our home. And we were all taught about gun safety. And So it's not like there was a lack of the tools to do that. But why is it all of a sudden happening so much the last 10 or 15 years? Why is it happening so much? The supply of weaponry hasn't changed. Something else has. But of course, everybody wants to point at the guns and say it's the gun's fault. It's the gun's fault. And it just doesn't make sense to me. There's something else wrong. There's something wrong with the entire school environment. No child should be able to be bullied in school. No child should feel left behind. No child should feel unsafe. Why do we guard our politicians with guns and not our children in schools? These are all questions I have. This is not a sanctuary vlog topic. My goodness, we got to get back to birds and stuff. Great topic, but not for the sanctuary. Yeah, Pink Tanya. Whole other conversation. Whole nother conversation. Let me tell you. You were right there with me on that. These are such gorgeous babies. All right, let me go check these. I got to feed them. I'm sitting here staring at geese all day, making look, mom's over here doing all the work. I'm such a slacker. Let's see, we got food here. Let's go grab a rooster and put a rooster out. Look, Holiday's menacing mom. Okay. Holiday, are you menacing mom while she's trying to feed? Oh, you want Milkshake to go in the wood cage?
Yep. Because I want to leave that cage with the dust bath open for the hens.
Milkshake, sir, you're going in the wood cage today, man. How you doing, big boy? He's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me, human. Keep your filthy human hands off me. Hey, Milkshake, you just a handsome guy is what you are.
You're not being nice. There's enough
Yeah.
food for everybody.
Have a nice day, Milkshake. Holiday, he's like, I want to beat that bucket up. You see that? That's what it's like trying to feed him all the time. Isn't he gorgeous? He's so tall. He's very lanky. Lurky's like, I'm out. I ain't messing with this guy. I'm leaving. Turkeys are just like such cool birds. Okay, so we got to get Picasso. This is always fun. These middle guineas stay up today? All right, you guinea birds got to stay up. No escaping, okay? No escaping, okay? What's up, Picasso? How's this gonna go, man? You gonna be cool? Are you gonna be cool? He's like, no. In all fairness, I've got gloves on, so that kind of freaks him out a little bit. But it's chilly out today, man. Come here. Come here. Hey. I know. Splashing water all up in my face. Okay. And make sure, kind of challenging. I make sure my guineas don't get out and make sure I don't lock them in the back. I'll come back for that. Look at you, great big giant handsome man. Spicy rooster. You are a spicy man. Look at the comb on this guy. Look at that comb. Okay. Oh, Picasso, you got the snacks with the bugs, man. Yeah, get them snacks, man. Don't come get me. Just get the snacks. Jeez, Picasso woke up on the spicy side of the bed today. Let's go put this latch in here. What? Oh, he's mad about yesterday. All right. Milkshake is beautiful. Yes, he is beautiful. What kind of chicken is he? Milkshake is a silky chicken. Let's see. Your fiance has 2 pet rabbits and a cat and a dog. Oh, you have a cat and a dog. I don't have a dog anymore. Oh, I need to figure out where I'm going to put these guys. I don't have a dog. We're looking for a dog. We're actively looking for a dog to add to the sanctuary, but we don't want to support a breeder. But we need a pretty specific breed of dog, and we've been looking for years, really. It's just difficult to find something. We need a type of dog that will be okay around the birds and won't try to harm the birds. Let's get friendly. 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 Sir. How are you, man? Oh, my big handsome rooster, man. You look a little sparse, man. You need to finish growing in them feathers. You got to finish growing in them feathers. Yeah, man. You going in the triangle today, sir. You going in the triangle today. Yes, buck, buck, buck. Here. Okay. I feel like you could have... I think we need to find some more snacks for you. Let's go get you a little extra. I need a little extra snacks for Friendly. I don't think there's enough in there. In the triangle?
There's 2 big spoonfuls in there. It just looks like.
Well, no, I don't want to waste any, but it does look like...
Waste because the chickens will eat it or the ducks will.
Well, here, let me take it from here because he's not eating. Just a little bit extra. Look at all the food in there. The chicken in there with her feet and everything. Oh, that's Big Bird in there crowing. I gotta put him somewhere. Here, Friendly. Those are the extra snacks, man. He's a big boy. He needs all them snacks. Plus, he's growing all them new feathers. See, it's nice having gloves on, except for I can't do anything with them. Look at this guy. Puddles. So handsome. You've never had a bird family member? I love birds. I've had birds since I was a little kid, some kind of bird or another. So I still have to let Clucky out and Big Bird. I think that's it. So, hey, which rooster's out today?
Big Bird.
Okay. All right. So, oh, and Foghorn needs to come out. So let's see. Where's got the most food? I think this has them. We'll put Foghorn there. Watch out, Quacker Ducks. What's up, Foghorn? How you doing, buddy? This is basically Picasso, but not mean. Same kind of rooster, just way nicer. Come here. See, we don't really have to worry about Foghorn. He's a pretty nice guy. He's an old man, though. He's an old man. Isn't that right, Foghorn? He's like, just put me with my snacks, man. This bird has the biggest appetite you will ever see. He's a healthy eater. Okay. I feel like we could give you more snacks too. Hey. Okay. Well, I need another bowl.
Just give him that bowl when she's done. Let her finish and then give it to him because there's 2 other bowls out there for the chickens.
Is Mr. Pip up?
He's up in cupcake.
Oh, so I can just let Big Bird out now.
Yeah.
Hey, Scarlett. How you doing, Scarlett? I know. It is the funniest thing. As soon as we bring his lady, he knows who his lady is. As soon as we bring her out, he just automatically goes with her. You don't have to tell him. Come here, Big Bird. You a free bird today. Yes. Go get you a lady. You see them ladies? Look at all them ladies. All them ladies. Go get you one. Have a nice day, Big Bird. You have a pet crab? That's cool. I had a hermit crab when I was little. When I was a little kid. Mom, Elizabeth says hi. She says hi back, Elizabeth. You want me to put him over with the geese? Holiday? Mom says you worn out your welcome, Big Turk.
He's just being so mean to everybody.
See, he had a visitor yesterday. We gave a sanctuary tour yesterday, and Holiday was showing off for that guy. He was a really nice gentleman, stopped by for a visit. Come on, Holiday, let's go. Come on, keep walking, criminal. Criminal. This is the criminal element, by the way, around the sanctuary. Look at all of those goobers over there taking a bath in their little swimming pool. Oh, big wings. Big wings. All right. I haven't done a sanctuary live in like a month. I've been so busy, y'all. I just don't even know how to tell you. And it ain't any slower. What's up? What's up? What's up, huh? I have to replace the whole roof on my house, which you can't see as I point to nothing but trees. So I've been dealing with contractors and trying to decide on shingles and stuff like that. It's not really fun. All right, let's see. Just standing there menacingly. Yeah, Picasso's. I really like Picasso. He's just super spicy.
I'm going in.
Okay. Oh, I gotta let Clucky out. Okay, so we'll put Clucky over here. Yeah. So let's go get Picasso.
Blue and Puddle stay out today. Their cage is ready. It has food in it. You can put Plucky in there.
Well, then we have extra cages then, unless I'm missing. I'm wondering if I'm missing somebody.
You should have 8 roosters.
I'll have to go count. What's up, Clucky boy? Oh, come here. Oh, I know. So, I'm just so scary. What?
8 includes Pip.
Yes, 8 includes Pip. I know. Well, actually, since this, see, look at all the pin feathers on him. He's not really doing a good job preening his pin feathers. I don't really.
Water on. You want me to turn it off?
Yeah, I don't think I need the water. You can turn it off. I'm not really sure how old Clucky is. I don't think he's very old. But he's a shelter rooster, so we really don't have any way of knowing. He's like, I will eat all of these snacks, Human. Don't you worry about that. I will take care of them for you. But you can see all of the pin feathers on his neck there. I mean, it's not like a big deal, though. That sheath will just wear off naturally. But I'm just kind of surprised he's not taking care of it himself. You were waiting for one of the birds to come out with flip-flops. So a lot of people don't understand why we're called flip-flops. And it's a pretty fun story. So the sanctuary is actually named after Flip-Flop, the goose. And we're walking over to see Flip-Flop now. And before we were a sanctuary, we were a hobby farm. A vegan hobby farm, for what it's worth. But we were I guess we were essentially a sanctuary almost, but we didn't have an official nonprofit status. And while we took in a lot of neglected and unwanted animals, misplaced animals, that was the bulk of what we had. We also allowed them to reproduce here. And then when we decided, we did a lot of research before forming the nonprofit, and education and understanding of what a sanctuary should be. And so, when we decided to take that plunge and become a sanctuary a little over, almost 4 years ago now, I guess, a little over 3.5 years ago, something like that. That's when any reproduction on the property stopped. We don't allow any of that anymore. But there's not much that has changed. But anyway, so Flip-Flop is from back before we were an official sanctuary. When he was a baby, he was very sickly. He actually almost didn't survive. His egg was, this is Flip-Flop right here, by the way. His egg was abandoned. It got really cold. He couldn't even hatch on his own. I manually hatched him. His legs were splayed. He couldn't walk. And so when he first started, I actually had to teach him how to walk. I've got video of that. I've posted it to the channel before. And so he would just flip-flop around. And so Mom actually named him Flip-Flop. And so, some time went by. I don't remember exactly how long. And when it came time to decide on a name for the sanctuary, naming things is one of the hardest things for me because it's such a permanent thing. Whether it's naming businesses or the sanctuary, it's very difficult for me. But when we were trying to come up with a name for the sanctuary, we ended up settling on a tie between Holidays Animal Sanctuary and Flip Flops Animal Sanctuary. And we decided to go with Flip Flops just because it sounded a little more unique or unconventional, maybe, than Holidays. And I don't know, Holidays just literally had a tone of holiday to it. And I didn't want that necessarily associated with the sanctuary. I just didn't feel like I wanted that. I don't know. I just liked Flip Flop better. So that's why Flip Flops Animal Sanctuary is named after this guy who actually has some very nice flip flops, as you see. Don't you, Flip Flop? And he's my boy. I love this bird. He's imprinted on me. He comes when I call him. He talks to me. I mean, I raised him from an egg, so. Where is the sanctuary located? We are located in southern Maryland in Calvert County. Assuming that I want a guard dog. I want a livestock guardian dog. So I'm not looking for like a Doberman or a Pit Bull or something like that. Like a Great Pyrenees would work. But honestly, I think my experience, I've always had labs. I've always had black labs. Those are retriever dogs. They're not conventionally a livestock guardian dog, but if you get one as a puppy and it's a pure black lab, I've had 3 black labs in my life. All 3 of them have been around small animals, and all 3 of them have been wonderful. I've never had a black lab harm an animal. And so since I'm familiar with that, that would be my first choice. But I would also take a conventional livestock guardian dog like a Great Pyrenees or something like that. But here's the thing. In order, it needs to have 2 things. I need to know what its genetics are. You know, it can't be like a lab mixed with something like a hunting dog that has like a strong prey drive. And then it needs to be a puppy. I can't get a full-grown dog. I can't even get a dog that's like 6 months old because it needs to be raised around the animals to understand it's not to harm them. And that's why I didn't just go out and get a dog because I don't want to support a breeder. So I just have to wait until the right opportunity presents itself, and then we're going to jump all over it. But we're constantly looking. Every day we look. We have feelers out there to different rescue groups letting them know what we're looking for. It just hasn't happened yet. But that would be great. It is something we definitely miss as part of our security for our animals. I mean, we have the kennels and we have security cameras, and I set a live catch trap every night to catch anything that comes into the animal area so that I can interrupt its process. But really the best thing is to have a dog that'll scare anything off, and then I don't have to deal with that at all. Flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. Hi, flip-flop. Hi, flip-flop. Hi, flip-flop. Oh, you are so handsome, flip-flop. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, the most handsome goose man. Don't tell Henry I said that. Don't tell Henry. Don't tell him. You're so beautiful. Yes, Henry. I love you, Henry. Used to know people with a mean African gray parrot. Yeah. So, parrots are very hormonal animals that typically like one person, and that's it, and are not very tolerant of others. I mean, I have 2 parrots myself. They're very well socialized, so they usually do fine with others, but it's not uncommon for a parrot, especially one that is not exposed to a lot of people. If they're mostly just with their human and then someone they don't know comes along, they'll be protective and they won't be very tolerant of others. If all of the buckets were empty, Holiday would rampage through them. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let me go check. I need to double check and make sure all of my roosters are out. So I need 8 roosters. So, let me get his snacks. I swear I've got ADD. Like, I can't focus on any one thing for 5 seconds. All right. Well, this is going to be way extra snacks, but that's okay because he's always hungry. Look, he's finished. Look, he's done. He's done. Foghorn. Here, look. Refills. All you can eat buffet, my friend. Look at it, right after it. That rooster has a never-ending pit, a bottomless pit for her stomach. All right, so he's one. That's one rooster. And then Picasso over here makes two. You doing all right, P? You okay, buddy? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Come on in here. Let me show you just how good I am. So that's two. And then Big Bird is three. And Milkshake is four. And then Cookie is five. Pip is six. Friendly is seven. And then we have Clucky makes eight. So that's everybody. Okay. Clucky Monster makes eight. Look at Ez, guys. Look at that. Blue and Puddles. So handsome. Life with chickens is messy. It was funny the other day. I had Mr. Pip on my lap, and he decided to poop off the side of my leg. And of course, it couldn't be a dry poop. No, it was runny, and it went down my pants. And mom thought I was gonna go change my pants, and I just went and took a paper towel and cleaned it off. And she just looked at me and said, "Man, your standards have really lowered." Look at him with his lady. Look, she's talking to him too. She's just kind of right there pecking at him a little. What are you doing, Cupcake? Chicken lady. Those two are so cute together. Oh, your grandma had parakeets? Those are cool. Little budgies. I like parakeets. I love the roosters too. Beautiful boy is foghorn. Yeah. Foghorn is a very beautiful bird. I like foghorn a lot, but he tries to kill me sometimes. He doesn't hold back. It's not like a play fight or anything. Like in his mind, he wants to take me out. And I don't know what his deal is, but you know, he was a well-established older bird really when we got him. I'm gonna get him a little bit of straw actually, because I don't like all that wet. And I am obsessive over the birds not being on wet ground. And that obsession, I think, helps prevent a lot of foot disease. So I try to make sure that most of the cage, it's okay, Foghorn, I'm not coming for you. Okay? I'm not coming for you. It's okay. Nope, 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 nope. Look, he's just looking for it. He just wants a piece of me so bad. I swear. I'm a little crazy like that, though. The spicier the animal, the more I like them. Oh, you know what? We should go and feed the emus. I did just do that yesterday, but we could go visit with them. Look at Lurky Turkey. She's just chilling. Chilling like a villain. Foghorn is a garbage disposal. That's funny. He is, man. Foghorn is just like a bottomless pit. And here's what's crazy. When I come out tonight, he'll be expecting me to give him snacks, too. You like ducks? Supremely sublime. You like ducks? Let's go see some ducks. We're going to go see the emus in a minute. I told myself this was going to be a short live stream, but I knew I was lying to myself when I said that. What is up, Blue? You guys are so beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blue is one of my favorite ducks. That's the white one right there. He's very nice. He got pretty blue eyes, though. And then there's Puddles. Puddles is a sweetie, too. You don't know how we get it all done. Well, I mean, it helps that there's two of us. And then my nephews, I have 8 nieces and nephews. They're all by my one sister. And the oldest one is 15. And then there are twins that are getting ready to turn 14 in a few days. And they come over like once a month or so and clean out all of the enclosures for me, which is nice because I have a bad back. I've got an old back injury. It makes lifting stuff difficult. And so they come over like once a month or so and they go through and just clean all of the enclosures out. And so that's a huge help. My family is, and when I say my family, I mean specifically my sister's family, is very supportive of the work we do here. My brother-in-law came over, it was a couple months ago. He has large equipment and he came over and made some alterations to the property for us. And I had to fight him just to pay him for fuel. He was here for like 4 or 5 days and did some stuff just to make the property easier for us to use. And then, of course, my sister she makes like Beauregard's, the parrot. She makes his collars and she helps in all kinds of other ways. And so it's great having that support. We don't really have any other regular volunteers, except we do have one of our board members. She does more administrative type stuff. She helps with fundraising and she helps with like the newsletter. She puts out our newsletter. We have a newsletter that goes out every 2 months or every other month, I should say. If you want to get that newsletter, you can just go to our website and there is a newsletter sign up sheet on there and you can just sign up for that and it's usually a very short, 3, 4, 500 words, something like that. Basically the size of a long Instagram post, letting people know what's going on. And that's, like every other month or so that goes out. But yeah, most of the day to day is mom and I, and it's nice that there's 2 of us, and it's about an hour and a half in the morning and about an hour in the evening. And that assumes that we don't have to medicate anybody or change bandages or anything like that, because then that's a lot of extra time. But thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, flip-flop is a precious miracle. Okay, let's go. We're just sitting here looking at Big Bird, watching him snack. We can go feed the emus. You love how Holiday walks. Yeah, he's got a certain stride. He likes to strut his stuff too, man. He has no shame. Very prideful bird. He's beautiful though. Oh, time to fill the food can. We just went and did an emu food run yesterday. That's probably enough. They probably didn't even eat all their food from yesterday. Of course, I say that, and then we're going to go down there and it's all going to be gone. Right now, I'm only having to feed them every other day because they're just not in a heavy feeding cycle. They're very weird with their feeding. Sometimes they eat like there's no tomorrow, and then other times they just will go days without eating anything. Yeah, Tanya, we're on the East Coast. Yeah, a lot of your channels are West Coast. There's a lot. Well, I mean, it's a big country, and the people are all over the place. It's really sad. Like, I don't know if y'all know about the Barn Sanctuary. I really like them. I don't know them personally, but I love their channel. They actually had 3 locations across the U.S., but they've had to shut one location down. All of those animals are going to be relocated to their other 2 locations, but they've just had difficulty with funding. It's something everyone's feeling. And then there's another sanctuary that is actually not that far from us. It's up in Pennsylvania. It's shutting down. But that's not really due to funding. That's due to personal tragedy, really. It's kind of sad. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know how much they want put out there. Sanctuary life ain't easy. Let me close this up. I don't know what's going to go on with that sanctuary. Look at these 2. Look at these 2 monsters. Aren't y'all beautiful? Look at all of the fall foliage. Sam, you're being bad. Just stop it. So we are at the very beginning of breeding season for them, of mating season or whatever. And these are both females, and they'll get very aggressive during mating season. Not towards me, towards each other. Hi, Sam. Hi, my beautiful lady. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. So beautiful. Hey, Corona. Corona's like, I'm not even looking at you, human. How many geese do we have? Hey, Waffle. Waffle the duck. I love ducks. Geese. 15. That's a lot of geese. A collie would be great. I've never had a collie, but yeah, I think collies are good with other animals. I'm not sure. I don't really know about them that much. I do like them though. Yeah, yeah, geese get a bad rap. And the thing about a goose is when you see geese attacking a person, that person more than likely deserved it, whether they know it or not. Because geese are fiercely protective of their flock, their babies, and their territory. Um, and that's something I admire about them. But for the most part, all of my geese are really nice. Go down here and feed. Hope I don't lose my signal. We're getting pretty far away from the router. Oh yeah, see, they got a full bucket of food. Well, now they're gonna have a really full bucket because I won't have to come down here tomorrow or the next day, as I ain't carrying all that food back up the hill. It's so nice back here, y'all. Like it's so. Oh, I just saw a deer. Crap! I can't believe I didn't show that on. I don't know if y'all saw that. There was a deer just went hopping through there. That was cool. I do not see deer on the property very often at all. It was a whitetail. It was a smaller deer, probably a young doe or something. I don't know. Very rare to see them though around here. I mean, there's plenty of them around. They just don't come. How you doing, pretty girls? That's Sam. That's Sam. Hey, Sam. The geese hiss and chase you. Well, that's because they see you as a threat. That's all that is. They're just trying to protect their families. People are way worse to geese than geese ever are to people. I'm not saying all people are that way. I'm just saying in general. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, we do. We are trying to raise funds. We have a pretty ugly vet bill we had to deal with. Buddy Goose, one of the geese, got really sick a few weeks back. He almost died, actually. It was dumb luck that I picked up on the symptoms early as I did, and that's probably why he survived. He had to go to the vet, and he had to be medicated for 7 days. We had to give him sub-Q fluids for 5 days. We had to give his medication by tubing him, putting a tube all the way down his neck into his crop. And that vet bill, and Cracker, the cat, was there too for obviously an unrelated issue. And that vet bill was $800, which, to give you an idea, that's almost how much it costs to run the sanctuary for an entire month. So basically doubling our expenses for a month. And so we are still trying to rate. We've covered, I think I saw we got a donation or two this morning. So I haven't added that into the numbers, but we've covered about $180 of the $800 vet bill so far. And we did put that on a credit card, and I just got the credit card statement a few days ago. So that is due. We're hoping not to have to leave it on the card and pay interest on it. That would suck, but I appreciate you bringing that up, Elizabeth. That's really important. I feel weird about talking about that stuff. Like I was not meant to be a fundraiser, I think, because I know I have to do that from time to time, but I feel weird talking about it. So I appreciate it when someone else brings it up because it makes it easier for me to talk about it. So thank you for that, Elizabeth. Yes, you can also share the live stream and like the live. That's another thing that helps us. I mean, really, people don't realize how valuable doing things like that is. Like sharing our videos to your Facebook page. If you share our YouTube videos to your Facebook pages or Instagram pages, what that does is it just gains us more exposure. And, even if you're not able to donate, if you just take a minute and find one of our videos you like and share it to your Facebook page and say, hey, here's a really cool sanctuary, check them out or something like that, that exposes us to other people that might be able to donate. And then those people may do the same thing. And the bigger our footprint gets, the easier it will be to generate funding for the sanctuary for things like that. And so, you know, while of course donating money is very important and we certainly appreciate that, and that's definitely something we need, likes and shares and engagement are also ways that you can help the sanctuary. Oh, the parrot was raised by 3 young brothers who taught him bad words. Yeah, that's fairly common. And personally, I think it's a little bit funny sometimes, but when I dig into it and I think about it, I'm like, well, that's not so funny, because what happens is it can make it more difficult to rehome the bird. And the sad reality is your average parrot will live in 3 to 5 different homes during its lifetime. Parrots are very difficult creatures to keep, and they require a lot of time, and people just don't realize the time commitment that they're getting into. And the other thing to keep in mind is if you get a baby bird or a young bird, that's not the same bird you're going to have in 10 years. That bird is going to go through an adolescent phase. That adolescent phase can last 2 or 3 years. It can last 5 or 6 years. And during that time, the bird is going to go through a lot of hormonal changes, and they're going to be very difficult to deal with. This all, of course, depends on the type of bird. How long they're going to be an adolescent is going to depend on the type of bird that you have. But like Beauregard was a nightmare to deal with for like 5 years. I would get bit all the time. I was always walking around with bandages on my fingers and braces on my fingers where he would bite the living crap out of me. And most people won't put up with that. Most people will rehome the bird during that time. And then when they come out of their adolescence and they enter true adulthood, they again are not the same bird they were when they were babies. They're a lot like people that way. They just have hormonal and emotional changes as they grow. Sam, you are gorgeous. Gorgeous is what you are. She's so hormonal right now. I can just tell by the way she's standing. Girl. So this is the time of year where I don't really touch them very much either. You can see her raising her back feathers up. That's kind of a come hither signal. So I don't, this time of year, I don't touch them very much. I will pet her head a little bit, but I don't want to do anything to encourage her egg production or get her hormones going. So I appreciate from a distance this time of year. As we move further into winter, I go back to giving her head rubs a little more. But this is the height. We're entering the height of their hormone season over the next couple of months. And we will start getting eggs. We can start getting eggs anytime now. Anytime from now till the end of December, they'll start. It really depends on the temperature. Always the runny poop. Yeah, with Mr. Pip. Wow, I'm a little behind on my comments. Sorry, y'all. It's always the runny poop that gets you. I have a poop story with India, the goose. So I lost my mind a little bit when India was little, and I had 2 full-grown geese living in my house with me for a while. I had a very large swimming pool set up for them, and they would go outside during the day, but at night there was basically a parade of geese that would just walk into my house at night. It was hilarious. I've got old videos of that. It was a great time. I loved having them in the house. But India came over to me in the kitchen and started honking at me. And she exploded pure liquid, just disgustingness all over my refrigerator, all over my floor, under the fridge. I had a pool. It was all liquid. There was nothing solid in there. It was like, it just looked like an explosion. And I had to spend, it must have been 2 to 3 hours of mopping and cleaning. I had to pull the refrigerator out from the wall and just like cleaning every crevice that went into. It was so gross. She couldn't have just pooped a little bit of goose poop, you know? It was like, if you've ever kept geese, it was like she had been sitting for a while. She was trying to sit on eggs. I wasn't letting her, but she would still just sit there anyway. And so it was one of those I've been sitting for like days poops. It's pretty gross. If I had had that on video, I would be a millionaire right now because it would have gotten 1 billion views. It was just like one of those things. You like Cookie Monster and Milkshake. You like them all. Elizabeth likes all their roos. Oh yeah, you notice the emus drumming? They can get very loud actually. I can get them all riled up. Sam, you got anything for me? She's like, not right now. I'm comfortable right now. He's old. He earned that extra food. Yeah, Foghorn, absolutely. Foghorn gets what he wants. He's a nice guy. He don't cause any trouble. If he wants food, he's a healthy weight. So we did do a parasite test on Buddy when he was at the vet and he had no parasites. Also, we did get the results on his heavy metal toxin report and that came back negative as well. So whatever his issue was probably viral or bacterial or something like that. I think it was bacterial really because we didn't have any other sick birds. And the antibiotics got him better. So that's all good news. But having that parasite test come back negative, while it's not 100% definitive for all the other birds, they are all exposed to each other. So it means it's not likely that we have any significant parasite issues on the sanctuary. Ideally, what you would do is do a big old poop salad and take a couple of samples from different birds and mix it together and send it in for a test. But Buddy's sample was more of a spur of the moment. He pooped at the vet and I'm like, you know what? Test that while we got it. And they were like, okay. These are emus, Sublime. The GoFundMe wouldn't let you click on it in the video description. That's very strange. So if you want to, who said that? Oh, Tanya. Tanya, if you want, you can just go to our website. I don't think I have the GoFundMe linked on our website. I probably should do that. But we have other means for donating. If you want to do a one-time donation, PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, those three are the easiest and actually the preferred methods because while GoFundMe is great because they take a very small percentage of the donations, but it can take 6 to 8 weeks to get that funding. So if you donate today, we won't see that funding for over a month. And that's just how they handle it. But with PayPal, that money is available to us within 2 or 3 days. Same with Venmo or Cash App. It's weird you say the GoFundMe link isn't working. I actually just updated our GoFundMe today and I tested the links and they were working, but I'll double check. I will double check that when I get back in the house today. Thank you for letting me know. But it did appear to be working as of 2 or 3 hours ago. I saved Buddy with my expertise. Elizabeth, I don't know if it was expertise or paranoia. I lost a goose a couple years ago who was showing similar yet more severe symptoms than Buddy was. And that very sad experience, really, he died partly because I didn't pick up on his issues soon enough, but also because at the time it was further back closer to COVID. A good veterinary care was harder to come by and we couldn't get him to see a vet soon enough. But now if I see a goose just look in the wrong way for half a second, I start focusing in on that goose over the next day or two, like paying real close attention. Well, it's with any of the birds really, not just the geese. And so what happened with Buddy is I noticed when I let everybody out at night, or when I go to put everybody up at night and I open the gate for everyone to run through, Buddy kind of got caught up and he seemed like he was a little confused, which by itself is no big deal. It happens. And then when he finally figured out how to get around the gate, he then stumbled on his way into his enclosure. Again, these guys are pretty clumsy, so that would be something that would be so easy to overlook. But I was like, you know what? We're just going to look at him. And so the next morning, I noticed that his crop was very full still. So so I suspected he had something called crop stasis, which is basically his crop is not working or moving properly. And so I was like, okay, well, I mean, that could just be water. He could just have drank a lot of water, but it didn't seem right. And so I left him up for the day with no food or water. And by the evening, he still had a full crop. And so that's when we made a vet visit the next day. I took him to the vet the next day. And sure enough, he was light. And the vet agreed he had something going on. And sure enough, he was also dehydrated because even though he was drinking all of that water, his crop wasn't moving. And so he couldn't get hydrated. And so dehydration actually will kill them before whatever bacterial infection they have will. And so as soon as I got him to the vet and we got home, we administered all of the fluids ourselves because it was a money saving issue and we know how to do it. But it would have added over $100 to the vet bill to have them do it. So we did that ourselves. And within a few hours of him getting his first fluids treatment, he started perking up. And then he would kind of go up and down with that. As we would get closer to his next treatment, you could tell he wasn't feeling well. But after about 3 or 4 days on the antibiotics, he just kind of started sustaining that better demeanor, and he was doing better. So, but I think it was just paranoia from past experience. I'm just glad I caught it. When they're in a big group like that, it's so easy to overlook something like that. And most of the geese prefer not to be handled. They prefer for you not to handle them. And so it's very easy to overlook that kind of thing. But anyway, this time it turned out great. I've been watching Buddy like a hawk still. Buddy's been getting dedicated extra snacks at night. He's being kept separate but together. So he's just in a pen right next to everyone else so he can see them and talk to them and not feel lonely and not be stressed out. But at the same time, he's got a period of time that he doesn't have to compete for food. And that special treatment's about coming to an end because he feels like he's got good weight to him now. And he's doing pretty well. So he's going to be reintegrated. Well, he is with everybody during the day. Sam, you are gorgeous, lady. I love these birds so much. They're almost 20 years old. I saw a YouTube video the other day of an emu that was like 48 years old. I couldn't believe it. Oh, we got some drumming. You gonna do any drumming? Say no. God, it's so nice out here today, y'all. Hey, Rona. Hey, Corona, my beautiful lady. My beautiful lady. She's got them little wings, little emu wings. It is crazy how expensive it is for vet bills. And here's the thing. Like, our vet is wonderful. They keep the bill as low as they can. If I had gone as if I didn't have a nonprofit established, okay, when you establish a nonprofit, a lot of veterinary centers will work with you. For example, emergency fees, they oftentimes won't charge you emergency fees, which is nice. And like, our vet gives us a standard 10% discount on all like service-based costs. We don't get a discount on like medicines. They can't do that, but like their service fees, we get a 10% discount on that. That $800 vet bill would have been $1,000 to $1,200 easy. Probably $1,200 if we hadn't been a nonprofit. So, we're lucky to have a wonderful vet. That particular practice recently added 2 new vets, but one is very experienced with the exotics. The other is somewhat experienced. And so having both, and they're both very open to working with animals, even if they don't have the most experience. They'll let you know up front, but it's not like we have a lot of other options. And it's just great to have these vets. I love both of our vets right now. They're both absolutely wonderful and helpful. And they're the type of people you can tell really care about their patients. So we are very lucky because we went through quite a while where there were basically no options for us locally. We had to go all the way to Pennsylvania to get care, which is as you can imagine, is very expensive and not easy to, have to deal with a vet visit that might require multiple visits, to a vet that's over 3 hours away in each direction. So, but But we've got one that's local now, and that's very nice. Oh yeah, sponsoring one of the animals. That's another thing you can do. Um, Most of the animals are on our Patreon for sponsorship. If you have a particular critter that you really like and you don't see the option to sponsor that animal, I'll put them up there. But from an administrative standpoint, the more tiers you have on Patreon, the more complicated things start to get. But I've got most of them on there. But if there's anybody that you want to sponsor, I'd be happy to put that tier up there for you. And that's another thing I want to mention. It hasn't started yet, but Apple Computers, the business Apple, has decided they want to dip their hands in the pockets of every creator out there. And in the past, they didn't do that, but it's changing this November. So Apple's going to take 30% of, now this only affects new patrons, to be clear. So if you're an existing patron, this does not affect you. You don't have to do anything. Nothing's going to change. We still get the same thing. Nothing's going to change there. So don't worry about that. But all new patrons, this only happens if you sign up on an Apple iPhone, okay? If you sign up on a desktop computer or through a web browser, it also doesn't affect you. But if you go to our Patreon on an iPhone, and let's say you want to sponsor a bird that costs $10 per month to sponsor, it's going to show as $15 to you. That's the way Patreon set that up. Patreon doesn't have any control over it. I like the way they set it up because they did it in such a way that protects their creators. But it makes it more difficult for us to get someone to sponsor somebody because it appears more expensive. And so, if you go on a desktop to sponsor a bird, it's going to be $10 or $15 or whatever the bird is that you choose. But if you go on an Apple computer, not an Apple computer, an iPhone, it's going to show us 30% more. Isn't that crazy? As if Apple, the company that shows billions of dollars a year in profit, isn't profitable enough. They just want to take more and more and more. It's the Apple tax. I see you, Sam. I see you, lady. So one of the things, I got to wait until they roll all that out because it's going to be rolled out gradually over the next month or two. But once that's settled, I'm going to start putting notifications or notices or something in the descriptions of our Patreon tier so people know to not sign up on an iPhone. Because it's crazy. If you want to donate $15 to the sanctuary, you may as well donate in such a way that the sanctuary gets it instead of Apple taking 30%. That's the same reason why I discontinued all the super thanks here on YouTube. I shut down all of the monetization on YouTube because if you buy a $15 super thanks on YouTube, the sanctuary sees about $7 of that because YouTube takes 30% and Apple takes 30%. And I just didn't feel right having people thinking they were sending $10 to the sanctuary and we were getting $3 or $4 of that. It's crazy. Well, closer, if they sent $10, it was closer to $4 or $5 is what we would get. But that's still a lot of money to be paying great big giant companies that make billions of dollars a year, Oh, your roosters got aggressive for a while? Yeah. Yeah, well, with Beauregard, I'll tell you what, the worst bite I ever got from Beauregard is he got these two fingers and his top beak went in this side of this finger and out that side and then into this finger. So it went all the way through this finger and into that finger. That was the worst bite I ever got from him, but he's on the other side of that now. I still get bit from him from time to time, but it's more like getting bit once a year, usually during hormonal season and usually when I'm not paying attention. Tanya, thank you for sharing all of that. I appreciate you. And thank you for the donation. Tanya, listen, don't ever feel bad about whatever donation amount. I tell everybody, every dollar helps. Every dollar helps because it's a dollar we didn't have, and we are very frugal and very good with stretching a dollar. What I actually put this on the GoFundMe description today. But basically, we don't buy all of our animal feed at one place because we can get some of it cheaper in one place and some of it cheaper in another. And so we actually drive about 45 minutes away to get the bulk of the animal food because there's an Amish market. and we can buy a bag of like general flock feed for about 15 bucks there, and it would cost $25 for the same bag of food locally. Here you drumming lady. Are you telling it? So beautiful. And so once every 6 weeks or so, we go out and we just buy a lot of it at once, so we don't have to make that drive all of the time. And then like the emu food is a special order feed that I get from a local feed store, a mom and pop feed store. They special order it for me. I wish I could buy everything from them because I like supporting small business, but I just can't justify a $10 stretch per bag of food. It's just, if it was just $1 or $2 more, I would buy it from them. But you're not going to be able to compete with the Amish because they grow their own grain and mill their own grain and all that. And then, of course, the cockatoo, the parrot food, the manufacturer of that food has a nonprofit program that allows us to purchase the food at wholesale pricing, which is crazy because one 20-pound bag of their food costs almost $200. But if we were to try to buy that same bag of food retail, it would be more like, $230 to $260. So that's another way we save money is we buy direct from the manufacturer there. And then who else was it? Somebody else. I forget what else. We get from 4 different. Oh, and then we do buy a small amount of the goose food from Tractor Supply, just because that's the only place locally that carries the grass pellets that we want. Whew. There's actually a lot more property here. My signal would never get me there, but it would be really cool one day if I ever get like an unlimited data plan or something. I only get 1 gigabyte of data a month, so I have to stay on my Wi-Fi. But if I ever got an unlimited data plan, I should take everybody on like a nature walk. That would be really cool. My brother-in-law and sister's property is like 25 acres, and he used his excavator, and he put in over a mile of nature trails. It's amazing. That would be cool to take y'all down there and live stream on a walk down there. God, that would be so much fun. I got to get my sister to do that. My sister is trying to get her social media channel up and running on TikTok, and she's trying to get a bunch of followers, and she makes videos of her nature walks, but she really should. I don't think she doesn't have enough followers over there to go live yet, but she should go live on a nature walk. That would be so much fun. Oh my goodness, it's so nice out here, y'all. I don't even know how to tell y'all. It feels like in Maryland, we get like maybe 10 days a year that are just perfect. Other than that, it's either freezing cold or super humid. Look at you guys. Look at my beautiful babies. My beautiful babies. Oh, big wings. Tanya, don't sweat it. If you donated on GoFundMe or whatever, we'll get that. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I mean, it's nicer when we can get it sooner, but we will get that, and it will help when it gets here, So it's one of those things where it's like, how do I educate everybody and tell everybody that without talking about it all of the time? But it's absolutely fine. The nice thing about GoFundMe is they take a pretty small cut as well. But like PayPal really doesn't take that much either. So PayPal has a nonprofit program. And so we do pay a reduced processing fee on PayPal, which is nice. Venmo, we don't pay any processing fee. And then I don't think we pay any processing fee on Cash App either. But those fees are all like 3 or 4%. Completely reasonable considering that that's what it costs to move money around. Look at my mom. She's orange. Look at how orange. You see how orange mom is? Look at it. Look at her feet, even her shoes. And that's my favorite color. What are you doing wearing my favorite color? You going to Judy's? She getting ready to go down to my sister's to go for a nature walk. I'm jealous. I'm on animal babysitting duty. Goodbye. I love you.
I'm in an orange.
Have a nice day.
I'm in an orange mood.
Okay.
You should.
Yeah, a little bit. You need to tell Judy. Well, she can't do it yet. She should do that on her YouTube channel, though. She's crazy for not doing it. She should live stream her nature walk. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun for her. Okay, goodbye. Have a nice visit. Onions. We need onions. Okay, chupados. Whew. This is like a great way to spend an afternoon, by the way. I love doing live streams when the weather's nice. I feel like I'm forgetting something, though. I feel like I need to walk and check everybody. I have so much stuff I want to do for the sanctuary. And it's just, oh, kind of a teaser. We might be getting, the geese might be getting a present soon. That's it. That's all I'm telling y'all. That's all I'm telling y'all. You may be seeing some stuff about that, hopefully. No promises, but maybe seeing some stuff about that in the near future. But there's so many things I want to do for the sanctuary. I want to redo the barn. We need to tear all of the exterior off of the barn, put a floor in it. The roof is pretty good, and then I want to put some more fencing up here, and it's just a lot of work. Look at this guy, just chilling in a swimming pool. Ain't he the best? Blue, you're the best. Wonder if I could get, I don't know much about, you mean crowdfunding? Is that like a website or something? You know, the biggest thing, we have a fair bit of exposure. I mean, I'm oftentimes laying in my bed at 1 o'clock in the morning posting videos, and that's all I do all day because I earn my income. One of my income streams is affiliate marketing, and I have a channel called My Vegan Pantry on TikTok. And it started off, I was going to be promoting primarily vegan stuff, but now I don't promote the one thing about that channel is I don't promote any clothing, food, snacks, or any other thing that contains an animal product. But I showcase all kinds of stuff now. I work with brands like Micro Ingredients and Olite and bigger brands like that. And that's a lot of fun, but it's like, I probably post to social media 20 times a day between the sanctuary and my work. And I got like soreness in my thumbs from doing that. But it can be a lot posting. So that's like, I don't post the sanctuary stuff on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook nearly as often as I do over here on YouTube. Just because it's just too much. It's too much. It's a lot. But YouTube, you know, our channel is still growing. It's slowed down a lot, I think, because I don't post short videos as much. I think shorts were great for adding subscribers, but the problem is I don't think I'm ever going to get to ad revenue doing shorts. We got so close the last time. We needed 10 million short views within 90 days, and we got within 9,000 views out of 10 million. You realize what a small little bit that is? And then they started dropping off. And that was the last straw. I was like, that's it. I ain't messing with shorts anymore. We're going to do long format videos. And so I've been posting long format videos 3 or 4 times a week. And that's a little easier. We have to get to 4,000 watch hours, but we have a whole year to do that. You keeping an eye on them sky monsters, Blue? He keeps looking up. He is seriously just chilling. He is just a mood right now. I appreciate you, Tanya. Yeah, like I said, any donations help. I never have the expectations of, I just always have the appreciation when they come in. We have, you know, like right now we have I call it a soft cap on intakes. We're basically not taking on any animals right now. If an animal comes along that I can just super easy integrate with someone that's already in need. Like, for example, with Blue, he needed a friend, and we have Puddles. We already had Puddles, though. Lurky, you don't even want that water. You're going over to start trouble with him. You see her? Feathers up, talking trash to Blue. Why are you messing with him? You're not a water bird. Being a bully. Being a bully. Look, I'm going to come and get you. Blue is just sitting there, behaving himself, being a nice guy, and you're coming over talking trash to him. No, come here. Come here. Don't worry, Blue. I'm not going to get you. I'm going to get this mean old turkey. Look, he left anyway. He left anyway. Sorry, Blue. She was being bad. They do. Birds hide any illness. It makes it so hard. It doesn't make it any less frustrating, or it doesn't make me feel any better when I miss something and somebody suffers for it. I carry that with me. It never goes away. Every last one of them, I think about them every day. But they do. They hide their illness so well. And that's another reason why I have a cap on intakes. I mean, funding is the primary reason. You know, like we struggle to pay and cover everyone right now. And it's getting better. That being said, like we've more than doubled our Patreon members this year, which is amazing. I'm so grateful for them. I post over on Patreon exclusive content. I try to do that at least once a week, sometimes more. It just depends on how busy I am with everything. And so that's great. That the Patreon covers about a third of our monthly expenses now, which is amazing. We never had that before. It's so great. But the other reason that we have kind of a soft cap on intakes is time. Because the funding that doesn't come from donations, I pay out of pocket. And so I just have to work more and I just don't have the time. And so when I have a bird that's ill and I don't pick up on it, I kind of feel responsible that I didn't have enough time to spend with them. And I feel bad about it. And so I don't want to, it's so easy to take on more than you can handle because it is so hard to say no. I just had someone with 2 roosters want me to take 2 roosters this week. I told them to take them to the animal shelter, you know, because what they don't know is that I have a partnership with the local animal shelter. And so what'll happen is the animal shelter will try to place them first. And if they don't place them within a few months, then they let me know. And then that's how a lot of the roosters we have now ended up here. For example, Foghorn and Picasso were part of that program, and they just were never placed, so they ended up here. Look at those 2. Aren't they the best? Pados. He's like, I'm digging for bugs. You can't even see him. He's digging for bugs. See, he gets a mouth full of dirt, and then he rinses it in the water, and they've got these ridges on their bill that help like collect any bugs they find, and then the dirt just kind of filters through into the water. Which is the best way to donate to the sanctuary where I get the most money and not people like Apple? PayPal's fine. Venmo or Cash App are my favorite just because there's no processing fee, but it's 3%. A lot of times what people will do is they'll like PayPal, because it's a donation. So PayPal, like I said, has a nonprofit like program. And so first of all, we pay a reduced processing fee than if you were like a business. Okay, so we get a discount on the processing fees. So the processing fee is like less than 3%, I think. It's so small. And then the other thing they have, you know, you can actually, if you don't, like, for example, for people that don't do Patreon, you can actually set up a reoccurring donation on PayPal. But PayPal has a little button you can click to cover the processing fee too. So a lot of times if someone donates $20, I'll actually get a notification that they donated $26 and some odd cents because they covered the processing fee, which is nice. So Venmo is the best one. Cash App's also great. A close second would be PayPal. Those are for like one-off donations. And then reoccurring donations, Patreon is a really good way just because it gives me the opportunity to give back to the people that support us monthly. I can't really do that on PayPal. And so like if you watch our long format videos, I don't do it every time because sometimes I feel like I don't know what the right term is, but I feel like I'm getting too repetitive. But most of my long format videos I run credits on, and the credits are my patrons. And I also put my reoccurring PayPal people on there as well. Because really those videos are made possible by the patrons. You know, having the ability to have the time to put those videos together, you know, is because, you know, roughly a third of our operating costs are covered where they weren't before. And that just gives me the time. I can spend that time putting more effort into the sanctuary. And so you probably see your names go across the screen. But Patreon is Patreon takes, I think, 8%, which is kind of high for processing, but it's not just processing because you're paying for the platform. I'm paying for the ability to put posts up there, to be able to communicate with my patrons directly, to chat with y'all. So, you know, unlike Apple that's taking 30% just because they can, Patreon is taking a pretty small cut and providing a good service. And so that's fine too. And they also make reoccurring donations super easy. So any of those, and all of those links, by the way, are on our website, and they're also in all of my long format videos in the descriptions. And then the other thing, if you like shopping better, another way you can support the sanctuary is we have an Amazon wish list. And when someone sends something off the wish list, it depends on what it is and how much time I have, but I always post about it. Sometimes it's just like a quick community post. It's kind of hard to make a video when you get like one thing off of the wish list, but sometimes, and it's so weird, sometimes we'll go weeks or a month without getting anything off the wish list, which is fine. And then all of a sudden, I'll just get like 15 things on the wish list, just from different people too. I don't know why it happens that way. It's just so random. So when I get like a lot of stuff, I'll do a video about it, but I always post about, like make like an Instagram or a YouTube, like picture post about that. And we have all kinds of stuff on the wish list. Like right now we're going into wintertime. And so all of the cages, we need to start replacing the tarps on the roofs. Not on all of them, but some of them need new tarps. And so someone just sent a new tarp for, we'll probably use it. We call this duck row. This is duck row here. Let me show you. We call it duck row because at night it's just all ducks. All the ducks are in this line of cages. This is our newest line of kennels we added a couple years ago. And so this is duck row. And so that whole tarp up there will get replaced sometime in the next couple of weeks. And then other things on our wish list are like bugs. You know, during molting season, which we're in right now, when everybody's growing new feathers, they need extra protein, especially like the guineas and the chickens and the turkeys. They need extra protein. And so we put like black soldier fly larvae on the wish list, and we had someone just sent like 3 boxes of those, which is great because that goes a really long way to keeping everybody healthy. The ducks get the bugs too. The only ones that don't get bugs are the emus and the geese, and that's just because they're not really part of their normal diet. But everyone else gets bugs. And so I try to put, you know, and I'm able to prioritize stuff on the wish list, which is nice. So if you go look at the wish list, you'll see what a priority that stuff is. We put bird toys for Cody and Beauregard on there. That's the only way they ever get any like official toys, is when someone sends them off the wish list. Otherwise, they get homemade toys. I go out and I get them sticks to chew on, and like I buy 2x4s and drill holes in them for them to play with, and they get boxes and stuff like that. Someone, I forget who it was, but I did a post about it. Someone just sent us a whole house replacement cartridge for our air filter because the house is in addition to having parrots in there who produce dander all the time, it is also essentially a hospital for any of these guys that get sick. And birds produce a lot of dander, and so to keep them and us healthy, we have to have good air filters going. And so someone just sent us a replacement air filter cartridge, which was very nice of them. That's the kind of stuff that's on there. There's a pretty wide array, and you can see what a priority it is. So if it's like a low priority, you can certainly send us low priority stuff. It just basically means that maybe we already have some of that at the moment. I usually update that like once a month. So like if someone sends us feeding syringes, I usually keep feeding syringes on there, but if I've got 3 boxes of them, I'm going to move that to a low priority, and I'm going to move something like a tarp up to a high priority. But anyway, that's enough about the wish list. That's another way y'all can, if you like sending presents and stuff, that's another way you can do that. But thank you for bringing all that up, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. Yeah, Tanya, it does really aggravate me too. I think Apple is such a greedy company. Their products are expensive. They don't do a lot for charities or nonprofits, and they post record profits in the billions all the time. And to top it off, quite frankly, they don't make great improvements in their technology, in my opinion. From year to year, they just repackage the same crap with minimal improvement and charge you $1,200 for a phone, which is insane. It's insane. I used to love Apple, but I don't really have a lot of respect for the company anymore. What's up, Dodd? Welcome to the live. Don't know how to speak whatever language that is. Hey, Z Hart. I'm not sure who you're referring to because I'm horrible at keeping up with my comments and I'm way behind. Unless you were talking about the emus. When we were down with the emus, one is Sam, the other one's name is Corona. And then I was looking at, I don't know, the duck's name, the white duck, his name is Blue. And then we were also looking at that rooster. His name was Big Bird. And then this is Lurkey Turkey. Can you see my face? Who wants to see my ugly face? I'm kidding. I don't know. I guess. I'm horribly disfigured. I can't show you my face. I'm horribly... No, I can't get this off of here. This is me. Hi. Scraggly and mongoloid looking. Look. Isn't this face so much prettier? Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at her. Even though she's up to no good all of the time, she's so beautiful. So beautiful. Yes. Yes. I know it. Yes, the most beautiful. You know this turkey is 12 years old? 12 years old. I love this bird so much, I just can't put it into words. I know, you tell it. You tell it, Miss Lady. Miss Turkey Lurkey. I know. Am I getting you worked up? See, look, her crunkles are red. See how red her crunkles. Look, she's gonna peck me. She might peck me. Oh, you're gonna be nice today? You gonna be nice? Okay. Oh, we in a good mood, huh? A little bit, just a little spicy today. I don't even know. This is one of my favorite birds. I say that about everybody, but like I get emotional just talking about her. We've had so many close calls with her. She has health problems that we have under control right now. She actually got sick, pretty sick. I thought we were gonna lose her last year, but that was another instance of being able to pick up on it quickly and get her to the vet quickly. And sure enough, she turned around. We actually lost another one of our turkeys during that time that had the same sickness. Tom, our big white royal palm, beautiful boy. We lost him. So sad. That's part of running a sanctuary, though. One of the hardest parts is when you lose them. But when you have an aging population, that happens. Look at this guinea bird. This is Anthony. What's up, Anthony? How are you, Anthony? I love Anthony. He has so much personality. He is such a troublemaker, big time troublemaker. And he only gets to be out with that lady right there. This lady right here, her name is Flower. Hi, Flower, so pretty. Just enjoying some sunshine. But her and Anthony get out. We have a whiteboard that we keep track of who gets out when. So this is the whiteboard, and we keep a record of who's out when, so we know when it's, so we can, because we don't have enough space, and the birds will fight with each other, so we can't let everybody out all at once. So everyone gets rotated out. It's like a 3-day cycle when everyone gets out. Elizabeth says I'm real. I show my face. I don't usually show my face on my live streams just because I wear, so I've got like, I don't know if y'all saw, I've got like this is my rig right here. I wear it around my neck. You're probably just getting blinded by the sun. I wear it around my neck, and this bit is magnetic, and then my phone just sticks to it. And then, oh, hold on, I put it on there wrong. It's a very strong magnet. It's hard to get the phone off. And that frees my hands up to show y'all what's going on. But you know, the sanctuary is about the animals. It's not about me. But I do show my face in like the longer format videos when it makes sense. I love watching the guinea fowl. They're so funny how they look up at the sky. They're very just random, chaotic, spastic birds. Look at him looking up. I love when he looks up because there's probably, well, I don't see anything, but he was checking for sky monsters. Your fiance has an excavator, but you're all the way out in Ohio. Well, I appreciate your sentiment there. So that's cool though. Yeah, my brother-in-law just bought a mini excavator. I don't know if it's called a mini. It's a good size. It's a big machine, but it's not like a industrial size one. But it's big. Like I think it weighs like 8,000 pounds. I mean, it's good size. It's not like a little tiny homeowner style deal. It's just a smaller machine, but it moves dirt and does a really good job. Um, and I was really grateful to have him come over. And he's also got a big old 70 horsepower tractor that he brought over too to help. Um, but it is a blessing. And I've been to Ohio, by the way. Briefly, I drove through there on my way to Detroit. That was a drive. I drove from Southern Maryland to Detroit and back in 2 days. I drove out there on a Saturday and home on a Sunday. It was a lot of driving. Tanya says she lives for the colder weather. Oh, your fiance's from New Jersey? I've been to New Jersey a couple of times. Had to go up there for work. Um, but yeah, so we're a little further south in Maryland. Our weather is a little bit milder from a winter standpoint anyway. And we're in the southern part of Maryland too. So I think we're about as far north as you can go and still be technically considered part of the South. If that makes sense. Maryland's funny. You can draw, I've actually seen maps where you can draw a line through Maryland, kind of separating out northern and southern Maryland. And the cultures between the two areas are very different. It's very funny. We're in a much more rural part of the state. This is Big Bird right here. Big Bird, he's a nice rooster. What brand of grass pellets do I give the geese? I give them, the brand is called Stand Lee. I get alfalfa, Timothy hay, and orchard grass, and then we soak them pellets. They also get fermented feed. So this right here is this is the grain, and this is 2 parts flock feed to 1 part scratch grains. And then this gets fermented for 3 days. And that's what you see here. These buckets are the ferment. So let me see this one here. This is, and so you see all of the sunflower seeds that are in the scratch grains, they kind of float to the top. I don't know, it's kind of cold out. I don't know how much bubble action we're going to get. Let's see. This might have already been stirred today. So this is what it looks like. There's not a lot of bubble action, but I think Mom usually stirs it in the morning so all the bubbles get raised. So this is on day 2. So tomorrow will be the third. Once it's done, it's third day. So all of that generates good, healthy probiotics, and it softens the grain. It makes the nutrition, like the vitamins and whatnot, more available to the birds. And so the geese get a mix of the fermented grain, and then this is the goose bucket, which probably just has some of the ferment liquid in it right now. Yeah, so this is the liquid that we drain off of this, and we use this to soak the grass pellets overnight. So tonight when we make food up for everybody, where's the goose pellets? This is not it. This is it here. Okay, well, I need to put labels on here. Here we go. This stuff smells so good. It has like a fruity smell. So these are the grass pellets. The brand name is Stand Lee. And so these, do not feed these to your birds without soaking them first. These are meant to be soaked until they are completely softened, because this grass pellet will triple in size. So if your goose packs its crop full of this and then it gets wet, it'll injure them. I don't even know that they would eat that in that condition, but so they get soaked for about 12 hours overnight. Look at these two just snacking. Just snacking. That's Karen on the left. Karen's favorite pastimes are complaining to the manager and running the HOA, the chicken HOA. She's always trying to pass off expired snack coupons. See, she's got a Karen haircut and everything. Look at her haircut. I love this chicken. She's actually a really nice chicken. She's really pretty. She got a floofy booty. Elizabeth, thank you for all that. Yeah, I know. I talk about donating from time to time, and it's part of my responsibility and job here. I just don't want to talk about it all of the time. Look at Scarlet. Scarlet's super pretty. Liddy, you know what's up. You know what's up. Oh, swans. Tanya, swans are my dream animal. If there was an animal that I could rescue, but I don't have, you know, like with geese, they can be happy with a swimming pool. Um, you know, and I don't really sure. I love swans so much. But I worry, like from the little bit I've been reading, swans do better if they have a lot of water. I mean, I might be wrong, but I just feel because they're such big birds, I feel like they need a lot of water. And I just don't have that here. But I love swans so, so much. I mean, a swan is like a goose on steroids when you think about it. I see people holding these mute swans that take up their whole body and then their neck wraps all the way around the person's neck. And let me tell you, that is something else. Maybe one day. Elizabeth, I think I did show Mom your swan. I remember your swan videos. I love her. I love that swan. Swans are so great. Goobers are cool too. I know, I'm over here talking about some other bird. Oh, big wings, big wings. I love big wings. These are the bachelors right here. So this right here is Baby. And this one right here is Tom. And then this guy right here on the left towards the back is Ted. And then the one in the very back right there is Steven. Those are the bachelors. I see you, Henry. Just standing back there being all handsome. Yeah, Grace, it is kind of a crazy thing. You got to do 10 million short views. That's a lot. It wouldn't be that much if you could do it in a year, but in 3 months it's a lot. How's the monetization strategy going? Hey Sebastian, welcome to the live. We shifted strategies. I was talking about that a little earlier. I'm not doing the shorts anymore because I got really close. I got within 9,000 views out of 10 million. And then the channel mysteriously just kind of died off right when I should have gotten monetized. And it kind of frustrated me. So instead I'm trying to meet the long format goal. We have 2,900 some odd watch hours out of the 4,000 we need. And the only thing I can really do to get there is make sure I post long format videos as often as I have time to do it. And so I've been doing that 3 or 4 days a week. So it's going. So we're almost 3/4 of the way to that goal. And so I'm hoping that we'll get there within the next few months. Well, my name is Lauren and Mom's name is Kathy. Look at Holiday. Look at him. He's just a big old handsome Turk. Yeah, Turkey Lurkey's 12 years old. Where'd she go? Oh, there she's right in my front of my face. Pfft. She is a pretty girl. Always thought magnets were bad for phones. So magnets are bad for like old school hard drives. Um, your phone actually, like the new iPhones have magnets built into them. But so your older hard drives, you were actually like a magnetic film or something like that. And if you put a magnet near them, it would essentially erase them. But all of your phones and most of your newer computers are going to have what's called a solid state memory or solid state hard drive. And it doesn't really work the same way. So magnets are fine for the newer tech. It's just the older stuff. Um, Back when they had 3.5-inch floppy disks or 5 1/4 floppies or whatever. Not that I'm dating myself or anything, but those you had to keep the magnets away from. How far is New Jersey from me? I could make Jersey in around 4 hours, I guess, 3 or 4 hours, depending on where in New Jersey, I guess, I needed to go and how the traffic was. What's the weather like here today? It's cool. It's I would say we're in the upper 50s, roughly. I mean, I don't know exactly, but probably upper 50s. Oh my goodness, you are some noisy ducks. Here's Marmalade. This is Marmalade and Speck. This is not their day out. Lakes full of swans. Oh my goodness. I would be in heaven. Oh, here, check this guy out. What's up, Smokey? How you doing, man? He's like, yo, I'm snacking. Just snacking. He's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Where's your sister? Where is she? I did not see her this morning. I saw her last night, though. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you got the snacks in there still. You getting them snacks? Such a good boy. Oh, you got a little Surma? That's cool. Yeah, this is Mr. Pip. He's very popular. You guys, I love this rooster so much. He talks to me. I have to get it on video. We have conversations in the house at night. Don't matter where I am in the house. If I call him, he answers me. I should have gotten on video when I came out this morning. So mom usually comes out first and she gets started, and then I usually come out like 15 minutes or so after she gets out here. And so she brought him out, and when I was walking from all the way down there, I called him, and he was in there, and he came running out and came running up to me, and it was so adorable. He's like a dog. He's not a rooster. He's a dog trapped in a rooster's body. He's such a sweetie. And we just have so many conversations. That's Rosemary. Rosemary, you're so loud. It's Blue and Puddles' day outside. Ladies come out tomorrow. Rosemary is very loud. Oh, she is telling me she is not happy about it not being Ladies' Day. Rosemary and Sage, well, we were just talking about them. They're doing good. They're in here. So there's Sage right there. Of course, it doesn't want to focus on anything. It wants to focus on the stupid fence, and then that's Rosemary. There you go. You can kind of see it a little better. And there's Puddles. Puddles is like, hey, ladies. And here comes Blue. Blue is a senior citizen almost. I think Blue is like 7 or 8 years old, something like that. I can't ever keep track, but he's getting up there. He looks really good, though. Don't you, Blue? You are just a handsome man. That's funny. Your name is Laura and your mom is Kathy. That's funny. That's funny. Yep. So we're pretty close. I'm Lauren, and my mom's Kathy, but my mom is Kathy with a C. What are you doing? Are you yawning? What is that? That was weird. Why were you holding your beak open? You just being a weirdo? Are we okay? Maybe it was just a yawn. This is Yes, we're not talking about you right now. We're talking about Hannibal. She's like, yeah, but you're in my business. You're too close to me, human. You go, yeah, Rose. I don't know why my connection's being weird, y'all. Just randomly decided to stop working. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. You have turkeys roaming everywhere in the city. We get wild turkeys from time to time, but they usually stay away from our birds. They don't. Mr. Big Bird, how are you, sir? You a handsome rooster. You look good, sir. You're looking good. Yes, you're looking good. Look healthy. Got nice. Oh, big wings, big wings. That's another one. I don't know how old he is either. I don't think he's really old, just based on how clean his feathers are and how well he keeps himself, but he'll shelter. So I really don't know how old he is. What's going on? What's going on, my gooses says? Huh? Big wings. That was Victoria showing big wings. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of jealous that you see so many wild turkeys. I would be in heaven if I came across a flock of wild turkeys. I got this guy. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you, handsome Holiday. You are a gorgeous boy, a gorgeous boy. He's like, oh, you're talking about me? Let me put my feathers up. He was just kind of walking around, and then as soon as he saw me looking at him, he put his feathers up. So handsome. Such a beautiful boy. Such a beautiful boy. Got to get them head rubs in. Holiday's like, I think almost 6 years old. Yes, my boy. His head is so warm. It's like a hand warmer. I can just put my hands right here, warm my hands up. Yes, Mr. Holiday. Look at that snood. That's a lot of snood, man. It can be difficult to even find a sanctuary that takes care of birds. They are difficult to take care of because, they are prone to disease that can spread easier. You got to have very good animal husbandry to keep them healthy. Um, but the fencing requirements for birds are much less than that of a sheep, goat, pig, cow, something like that. As you see, it's not we've got super heavy duty fencing here. Um, and if I lived, I mean, the dream, of course, the dream is to win the lottery and go be able to buy 100 acres of flat usable ground somewhere. Or I actually know somebody who was blessed to find a very large donor that bought I think it was an old dairy farm or something. And that donor donated the farm to this rescue. Um, and they moved to that rescue. And so they have a nice, beautiful, huge property now. I'm so grateful for them. But I would love for something like that to happen. But this property here, we have about 3.5 acres of ground, but it's all mostly wooded. and it's all hills, and that makes it very difficult to install and maintain fencing. And so I typically work with animals that don't require heavy duty fencing. And there is no shortage of a need for that because I turn away animals on a weekly basis just because we're at capacity right now. We've got all we can handle. One of these days I would like to get some insurance. We did try to start a volunteer program, but I think we just got busy. And we had like people come out like 4 or 5 times, and it just wasn't working out, and then we got busy. We will probably try that again next year. Oh, the turkeys can attack you. Yeah. Yeah, they also birds in general can be very defensive of their territory, or what they perceive as their territory. You just got to watch out for that, but we don't have to worry about that with Holiday unless you're carrying a bucket. If you're carrying a bucket, he'll come get you, but other than that, he's pretty cool. He's a cool cucumber. Aren't you, Holiday? So beautiful, such a handsome, regal gentleman. All right, y'all. I think we're going to go ahead and cut it here. We've been live for a little over 2 hours, and I got to go do my day job. I got videos to make for companies. I got deadlines. But thank you for watching. I really enjoyed hanging out with everybody. I'm glad I had the opportunity to do this live stream with y'all today. Sure is a beautiful day for it. And I will see y'all. I'll see y'all on the channels. See you around.